Hi everyone. So, what's on my mind this week is bookings. I'm going to show you an early iteration of the new bookings development that is coming with Koha in due course. It's allowing you to book slots for materials that have been made bookable on the system. So first of all, let's find an item. I'm just going to search for my particular record here. X Power Tools, and I can make my materials bookable by going into the items menu on the left hand side. And we can see that this material has been made bookable. It's got a yes against the bookable option there, and so has the second barcode on this list. It's also marked as bookable. So at the moment that's a simple yes no toggle. And as soon as you've made an item bookable, we get an option for place bookings. And we've also got an option on the left-hand side where we can see a table view and a calendar view of what materials have been booked. So let's go through and place some bookings. So when I click on place booking, I'm presented with a box to put out to make my bookings, and I can search for my user. So let's choose Mary Burton in this instance. And in terms of how we're going to place the booking, I've got a choice of any item, or if I click on the pull down there, a specific copy. If you choose any item, it's going to assign that booking to the first available item at that time. The next thing I'll do is choose my booking period. And if I click on the little gadget here, I presented with a calendar, and I can choose the length of time for my booking. So I click through into the calendar, and it highlights the date, and I can use a drag option to expand out my booking across 3 days. Expand and click, and it puts my booking period in for those 3 days in June there, and clicking on submit will create that booking for me. If I pop across to my bookings menu on the left hand side, we can see that the booking has been entered here in this calendar, and I'm going to come back to this calendar view in a few moments. We can also see that I've got a table view that shows me a table of all bookings made against that item. So let's create another booking. If I click through into place booking, and let's create another booking for a different user. This time let's choose Marilyn. Again, any item, if I click through into bookable period, I can see that my booking slots, the same ones, are still available, and I can choose to book for the same length of time, for example, and click on submit. And again, it's built up my booked slots in the top here. But that's 2 slots against the same time period. If I go back up and try and place another booking for a third user, let's pick Marcus in this instance. And now if I choose any item, in terms of the booking period, I'm limited in the sense that I can't book that existing time period because 2 materials have been booked for the same time period. I'm now on to a next time period area. So I might click through into and have booking for the 29th and 30th in this instance and click on submit. And if I, we can see that we've got the booking calendar along the top here, and I can actually use my scroll wheel on the mouse here to view ahead in the bookings calendar. So as I move the wheel here, I can see all of my June bookings going into my July bookings, so I can see at a glance when materials might be booked, and advise my customers accordingly if I need to when a booking might become available. And I can also see in the table view below all of the bookings that have been created. So in terms of also how you might again, using the scroll there, you can see a much more expanded calendar entry as the days go on there. But the calendar works in a slightly different way as well. I can actually use my, by clicking on a booking entry here, highlights it in yellow there, and I can either cancel the booking by choosing the delete selected, or I can use this little gadget to expand my booking and actually adjust the booking time period in this window as well, in this calendar view. So that's a really nice feature. Obviously, as you can see on the panel below, we've got a cancel option under the actions menu for the different bookings. In terms of the the sort of workflow, if I just my workflow, I've got a couple of things to help me in terms of bookings going forward. I'll be checking out a material to the user, and actually, obviously, if somebody might come in and request their book material, but also we've got a report to help us look ahead and prepare materials that might be ready coming up for bookings. So there's a new report that's created as part of this. I can go through into circulation and have a look at my circulation reports. I've now got a new report under the heading Holds and Bookings, Bookings to Collect, similar in many ways to the Holds to Pull type report. If I click through into Bookings to Collect, we've got a refined results, a time-bound report that displays for us. So I can expand out, I can modify my start and end date dependent on the booking periods that I want to review. So let's just expand out my end date here to look for everything in this calendar year. Clicking submit, it shows me my 3 bookings that are coming up on these particular materials, so I can see who's booked and for what booking period. But in conjunction with actually making sure these materials are available to my users, I'm going to use the checkout module here. So let's go out and complete the last piece of the puzzle in terms of bookings. I would go up to my user record and actually check that material out to the user. So with a normal checkout, as with a normal checkout, I put in my barcode and check out. Now, because my user has an upcoming booking, I'm being prompted to whether or not to allow an early collection. And if I'm happy with allowing an early collection, I can use the yes checkout and check out that material to that particular user. So clicking through into checkout, it will just add it to my my checked out materials in the usual way. So just finally, just to pop back up to my bookings to collect report, just have a final look at the report and see how that's reflected. So as bookings are fulfilled, they're marked as fulfilled. And so you can obviously tailor this report and refine the results as to what might be upcoming. So there's this is a first pass at the bookings module, and we're introducing this and looking forward to everybody's feedback. So thanks very much for listening. Thank you. Bye.